Welcome back to the channel. On today's video we're going to cover off how we're going to seal in the front part of the van around the edge of the cab. If you watched the earlier video where we removed the bulkhead, I'll put a link to it up the top here somewhere. If you want to go and check that one out first, it'll show you how to safely and easily remove the bulkhead from the van first. What we're going to do is we've bought the Solway Surround, which goes across the top, down the side and across the bottom. There is an option of a 3 or 4 set piece that they do. We've opted to do all 4 so we can seal in the floor as well. This unit here will just slot up and it will give you a nice opening into what is the above cab storage area. The section we're going to start with first off will be the bottom. This section comes designed from Solway to fit straight into the van and marry with the floor of the van. Because we put a subfloor in, we do need to allow for that and cut that out. So what I've done is I've measured down from where this sits on the step. So the idea is it pushes the rubber from the front of the van down and holds it all into place. And then I've measured down to where the start of the subfloor is. And then I've made my mark. So what we've now got to do is cut this away, and then this should slot straight into place quite nicely and marry with the floor. When it comes to doing the top section, there isn't actually anywhere to fix the fascia to, so you need to put a batten in. So what we're going to do, we're going to run this batten. We've actually cut it so that it's got slots in it so it will actually bend, and then we can shape that to the top of the roof. We're going to hold it in place by gluing it with Marine Flex. That should then hold. Once that's there, I'm then going to put a bit of ply on the end here, and same on the other end, which will be pocket jigged into this beam, and then we can screw from the front through into the ply. So here you can see where I've made a mark, so that I've got an area in which I've got to put the Sikaflex. There's the rib join here at the back, which you can just see, and then the pen mark at the front here. So I'm going to put the glue here and then put the batten up to that. There we have the front beam into place. This will need to dry overnight so that we can fix to it tomorrow. So I've just held the stanchions there just to hold it while the glue dries off. So what I've done is I've drilled M8 holes through, and I've got stainless steel bolts to go in there. I'm going to pick up off of the original bolts that are in place. The middle one here I had to replace, so all I've done is I've put a new rib nut in there which matches, and then I'm going to use these hex heads just to put it in and have a nice finish to it. Now we've got the bar fixed into place, I've made up these 2 pieces, 1 to go either side, and I've put pocket jig holes in them. One's going to sit here, one will sit over here, and then the bottom screws into the existing shelf, so that will hold it all in quite nicely. I'll put the screws in place to make life easier when we line it up at the top. I can literally just hold these in place and then I can just put the screws in. So I've now got it held into place, and I've fixed in the top two screws on this side and on this side. They're into the battens that's behind, and then I'll place one just here which lines up with the screw underneath, and I'm going to replicate the positions of these except on the edge where this one's just out of alignment, so I'm actually going to bring it over so it's sitting in the middle here between the pair. Now that we've got the main structure held into place at the top here, it's time to fit the side panel on. We'll start with the bit by the sliding door. This sits inside the trim as well as lining up inside of the top piece, so we've got to sort of hook it inside and then it holds in place against the pillar. On the sides, these come pre-drilled, unlike the bottom and the top where you have to make your own screw holes, so we're going to use these to put in place. Now we have the side panel in place, we put a fixing screw in to join the two together. We also added an extra screw down the bottom, which I'll show you in just one moment. So the one that isn't pre-drilled is the one which goes into the black panel. I just added that and it just pulls in the corner quite nicely and holds it firmly in place. Next is the driver's side, just the same as the passenger side. However, this one will enable me to hide some of the cables that I've added to put the extra speakers in the back of the van. And again, in this corner I've decided to add an extra screw just to pull this panel together nicely. There we go, with the caps over the top. It's a very nice, tidy, professional finish. And again, it's tied in there. I'm quite happy with the finish. I may add a few extra screws to the bottom just to make it so it sits over the carpet area a little bit better, but we'll see how that plays. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, please do hit the thumbs up. If you are new here, don't forget the subscribe button and also the notification bell to hear when the next video goes live. See you in the next video.